this is just a further example of the split that's happening in this country between the wealthy and between who's got it and who don't. And this is like now
The wealthy are now getting rich off of using the poor for entertainment.
in that case,
They're using
absolutely.
it for entertainment to other people
Yeah.
who are unfortunate.
Right.
Leave the last vestiges of your soul at the door. It's time for Carl and Mike.
Welcome to Carl and Mike. I'm Carl.
I'm Mike.
And we're here to rock your world with insightful commentary and comedy on politics, sex, religion. Right, Michael?
You really believe that's going to happen?
I got to give her something to the audience.
Keep hope alive.
Keep hope alive. Yes. How are things going?
Things are going good, I have to tell you. Nita and I don't know how I did this.
Yes.
I talked Nita into going to see the new Mad Max.
Yeah, I don't know how you did that either.
I don't
We just
well,
talked about violent films.
Well, anyway, we'll talk about that. So, and as we came out, I kind of gave her a big hug and started laughing. I said, "You've been a real sport." She goes, "You owe me 4 rom-coms." And then within a couple of hours, it was up to 6. So
Yeah,
I'm not sure what the payment's going to be after the fact. But what I have to say is, you can rub black face paint all over her forehead. You can cut off one of her arms or part of one of her arms. You can get one arm all swole up and dress her in rags. But Charlize Theron is fucking hot.
No matter what.
Yeah.
So even in a dystopian desert.
I don't think there's anything, if you're starting to hack off limbs and, trash her out. And she was bald. She was bald.
She was bald?
Bald.
And still hot.
Oh, real hot.
Yeah.
No knives, though, particularly, just guns.
That was my next question. I was going to ask you, was there any knives?
No knives. So that was the only thing that was a little disappointing.
Yes, and for our new guests, Michael has a thing for women and knives.
Especially Uma with the Japanese blades.
That'd be episode 10, I think.
Yes. But I mean,
so how did you get Anita to go? I mean, Mad Max, you can't get
we
more
had,
violent film.
Perry talked about it, said it was great, and there were some other ones. Actually, it's not. It is violent. It was like a 2-hour chase scene.
Yeah,
It's
exactly.
basically what it is across the
A
desert.
lot of loud noises.
A lot of loud noises, a lot of explosions.
Car parts breaking and falling apart.
Yeah, all kinds of shit like that. And that part of it was cool, but as far as, straight up graphic violence, I would say it's no worse than Game of Thrones.
Well, bar's rather high there.
Yeah.
I haven't been watching Game of Thrones.
So anyway, that's what's going on. I've a small victory, but a price to pay.
Yes. Well, you were talking. What have you discovered on the presidential search?
Okay, the presidential thing here. Campaigns. Okay, we talked about money and PAC money. There's kind of a PAC money is interesting in that people give it to PACs, and then there's 501Cs. We'll call those the Levi's, the Levi accounts, 501 genes.
Right. Oh, okay.
I'm trying to make this simple where everybody understands.
So you got ads for what are 501c?
Well, they're some sort of nonprofit kind of thing.
Okay.
And people that give money to people that give money to Levi.
Right.
Don't have to declare it at all. I mean, not declare.
Why would a nonprofit be involved in a presidential campaign?
Here you go.
Okay.
You give money, Carl. You give money to 50. You want to get money to John Doe, the candidate. Okay.
Yeah.
Now you can give him money directly, but you're real limited to that.
Right.
You can give his
PAC.
political party money.
Yes.
And you're limited to that. You can give the PAC money. You're not limited as much, but there's a chance that they're going to say, well, this money came from Carl. If you give money to a 501c, which is a nonprofit, nonprofits, these 501cs do not have to report who they got their money from. Period.
So why does everybody give their money to 501cs instead of PACs?
Because then the 501cs then give money to the PACs.
What? I give money to the 501c.
It's just another way of filtering.
Wait.
It's another way of filtering. And
So I give the money to the 501c, and I can do that anonymously, and then they can take that money and give it to the PAC. What? Are you sure? Are you positively sure?
That's Here,
that just seems typical bullshit. So why doesn't everybody just go through 501c? Why even deliver it to the PACs and put your name potentially out there?
Do what now?
Why would anybody give to a PAC? Why wouldn't everybody just go 501c?
Yeah. Super PACs are permitted to accept contributions from nonprofit groups classified as 501c4s or 501c6s, I think, under the Internal Revenue Tax Code. The problem is under the tax code, groups are not required to disclose their contributors.
How sweet is that?
Yeah.
But I don't guess why would anybody then deliver straight to a PAC?
That means that they can make contributions to a super PAC in the name of a social welfare entity. These 501s are social welfare entities.
For the good of the people?
I suppose.
So for the good of the people.
Without having to disclose where they themselves got the money.
There you go.
There you go. And so this is a way for the wealthy to hide that kind of shit again. Okay. Now, folks, we haven't even got into dark money.
There's dark money?
This
that wasn't dark enough?
No. That's playing it by the rules.
No.
Yeah, those are the rules. That's the rules.
Okay.
The government's IRS has set up these rules. Now, see, the other thing you have to realize, in one of the articles I read said this, and it's up to the IRS to check this and make sure this is happening on the up and up. Come on. Now, the question is, are they funding people, agents, with the IRS to go out and check this? I doubt it. And they're having to use their same people that they normally use for tax returns from,
Right.
you and I, Carl.
Right.
So this is, So this is just, okay. Here's the definition of dark money. I love this.
Dark money. So this is dark money. So this is something outside the law.
Well, it is a term for funds given to politically active nonprofits that can receive unlimited donations from corporations, individuals, and unions, but are not required to disclose their donors. Funds can be spent on behalf of a candidate running in an election or to influence voting on a ballot question. I mean, that's just a big old pile of dark money. People are throwing it in there, and they're using it for whatever the fuck they want to.
So is this dark money thing is not legal?
Huh?
Is a term given to politically active nonprofits.
It's
so
legal.
I'm a politically active, right?
See, I think
unlimited that can receive. Oh, so the politically active nonprofit can receive unlimited donations from corporations.
Politically active nonprofit, which would be the Levi's.
Funds can be spent on behalf of a candidate running an election. All right, so they could, in other words, supposedly the candidate, Mike Huckabee or whatever, doesn't have control over that. They can go run ads and do whatever they want.
He doesn't have control over it once he declares he's a candidate, which is one of the reasons Jeb and Scott Walker and some of the others are still running around just exploring. They're just exploring right now.
I think I would explore right up to November until the day you had to have it on the
Well, we're going to
ballot.
see how far they go.
Yeah.
They're going to take it up to the point. They probably take it as far as they can, and they start to get it to a point of diminishing returns where it looks like they're going to get $100 million, or they declare that they're going to raise $100 million. As soon as they hit that, they run. That's the trip point at which they do. And so that is probably, that may be an incentive for people to give money because they want them to go on and run and declare. And so they say, well, then we need to, Bob, we need you to give us the money.
We really are have created I've heard this term before, and I when I thought about it applied to America, I said, no, I know it's bad, but it ain't that bad. But I'm starting to believe we are starting to create an oligarchy here.
Oh, yeah. No, it definitely is. We don't want to call it that because that's what the Russians do.
Right.
And,
but oligarchy, for those who don't know the term, is basically a billionaire class that runs things.
Yeah.
And I think we're getting there.
The sugar daddy billionaires. Yeah.
We're there.
Yeah. Yeah.
I mean,
see, the sugar daddy billionaires are the ones that are out front going, hey, I'm a sugar daddy billionaire, and I'm going to spend my money however I want to.
Right.
But then there's all kinds of other sugar daddy billionaires and millionaires that are giving money to the super PACs.
Right.
And the 501c.
I've been watching the the House of Cards, and I know it's a TV show and all. kind of like it's kind of like the dark side of West Wing.
Yeah.
Remember West
Oh,
Wing?
yeah. Oh,
Which
yeah.
was
I
really
like
kind
that
of
one.
positive and
Yeah. Oh,
uplifting,
yeah.
and you kind of believed in Jeb. This is kind of the dark. This
Yeah.
is like the dark side of politics.
Yeah.
And really, in that show, you see how money influences in a way.
God.
You know, it's I don't know how we got here, but we're there, and it's up to American people to do something about it.
Yeah.
I mean, if a country like Britain, which I would say is close to cousins of ours as we can get, can institute a campaign form where you only got 6 weeks and you take the money out of it. I mean, we can do it. A way is there.
Well, yeah.
There's
again,
just
but
a
you're
will.
asking the people that
Well,
make
the
the money
question
off
is,
of
right.
it too.
How do you do that? You know,
Well,
you have to almost form a political party that has nothing but people that say that that's what they want to do, and then but then they have to compete. The problem is, then they have to compete against the ones that are for all the money without getting the money.
Isn't that kind of what was the Tea Party?
So you're at a financial.
The initial thing with the Tea Party, was it really against all this kind of stuff? But
if it was, it should be leading the forefront.
It got co-opted.
Right. There never was. The Tea Party was against the Obama Kenyan Muslim guy. Let's be honest on that. There's a bunch of old people and mostly religious, fundamentalists into that.
You sent me that article about the game show.
Yeah. So it's
God.
not just churches that can violate. Let's go to the secular world, Michael, shall we?
Yes.
Yes, the Briefcase.
A Briefcase.
Coming to you on CBS.
CBS? Is that Les Moonves
That'd be Les
station?
Moonves station. Mr.
Okay.
Multi-billionaire Les Moonves.
Multi-billionaire. Now, this guy, he's a multi-billionaire and got paid something like $56 million
Is that what he gets?
with all his little packages and stuff. Something right around $50 million last year, I think is what it was.
So, Briefcase. Yes, the story
That's the name of the show?
It's called The Briefcase, yes.
When's it going to start?
I don't know. It can't, hopefully never. But it must be close to, I think it's a summer show, Michael. It's a summer reality show. So for our audience who doesn't know, let's kind of briefly go over The Briefcase, because this one is just disgusting. There's a briefcase with $101,000 in it. And they take it to a supposed middle-class family who's under hard times.
Okay.
So
they're under financial duress.
Yeah, so questionable whether they're middle class. They're under financial duress. They're either on the edge of bankruptcy or some other horrible thing that's happened in the middle class. That it could be you, Michael. It could be me with just a bad luck here or there, with just a turn of the screw, one way or the other. And do they give them the $101,000? Do they find a family and say, we found somebody that really needs our help?
So it's not like the old millionaire show where the guy gives them a check.
Well, they're just going to give them a check?
No,
Michael, there's a catch to that briefcase.
Oh, there's a catch.
There's a catch.
Please, do tell, Carl.
Oh, yes.
Do tell.
So the catch is you get $1,000 of the $101,000. It's in a briefcase. You see the cash. You get $1,000 for yourselves to kind of help you through the next couple days or weeks. And then you have to decide on this $100,000, do you keep it all for yourself, or do you give some or part of it away to someone else? And we're going to show you their story and show you their hardship. And then have you decide how much of that money are you going to give
So they dangle
the other middle class family.
They dangle this carrot at you, let you bite the end of it off.
Right. And you don't know. You think you're being filmed.
That's a sweet carrot.
You think there's a documentary being filmed, so you don't even realize you've been tricked into this whole. Because the guys are going to come with cameras, right?
Oh, they don't know what the story is?
No, they have been told a different story. That there's some documentary they're shooting on the difficult middle class worlds, and then this guy shows up with the briefcase, and the cameramen are right there, and then they force them to watch the other family whose hardships maybe Michael are more deserving than their hardships.
Yeah.
And are they going to be greedy little middle class bastards and keep the $100,000 for themselves? Are they going to give half of it, part of it away? What are they going to do, Michael? We'll tell you right after this commercial.
Oh, no, you're kidding. So basically what you have is you've got CBS that's making all this money.
Billion, yes.
And Les Moonves, who runs the thing, who's worth a shitload.
Right.
Dangling the possibility of getting out of your financial hardship in front of these people who are really under stress.
Right.
That Moonves doesn't even have a fucking clue.
We're going to add some more stress.
Oh,
yes. It's the Hunger Games come to life.
It is.
It is. It's the beginnings of the Hunger Games, where we're going to have this middle class people who are under some misfortune. We're gonna make them.
That is some low
Really?
rent. I mean, how low can these reality shows get?
Well, I'd say this is it. We thought Sex
So
in the
far.
Box was, it, but
Or
no,
Honey
it turns
Boo
out
Boo. Yeah.
Honey Boo Boo.
Yeah.
But no, Michael, we have a new entry, and controversial, getting a lot of attention. You'll be tuning in soon. We had the early one about the boss where he disguised himself. That was a hit for a while there.
Yeah.
He disguised himself, and then he goes work as a janitor, works with the janitor, gets to know the janitor, and
Yeah.
gets to know the different people in his,
Yeah.
gets to know the people, Michael. And
little people.
And then he rewards them at the end.
The little people. Yeah.
He rewards that hardworking janitor with a cash prize.
Yeah.
Which was getting there.
And
It was starting to walk down that road.
Yeah.
The Briefcase is just
Yeah.
taking another step.
How
down
much
that
of a
road.
cash prize to the general?
I didn't watch the show. But it was some.
You
They
know,
went
here's
on a
the
trip.
Thing, here's the thing I want to know. What they're doing is now granted, these people that are on this show that agree to do this deal, they're getting paid something up front to perform. They've got to be
The
getting
middle
paid.
class?
Yeah, they've
No,
got
they
to
get
be
$1,000. They
What?
agreed to do the documentary.
for $1,000.
Well, no, they agreed to do the documentary.
Oh, okay.
I don't know.
Without getting paid. See, that's the part we don't know. We don't
don't
know.
know.
We don't know the contract there.
Was there a
and it's
little-
kind of like the other thing. The other thing that drives me nuts about fucking reality shows
Right.
is when you're sitting there looking at a reality show. Remember, what you're seeing is what the cameras and the cameraman and the light guys
the editing.
and the boy and there's if you take around and the people that they're filming in the Honey Boo Boo and you look through her eyes back in, you're going to see a whole fucking camera crew there. Okay,
Yeah,
so
I was
anyway.
on those things. The thing, I don't, reality TV. It's not real to me. It's not reality TV. It's the intent. What is the intent here?
What is the intent of
The intent-
reality?
Well, there's a difference between Amazing Race, which is
Yeah.
a reality TV show,
Yeah.
and The Briefcase.
Yeah.
Okay. The Briefcase is, to me, is the disgusting part of the Briefcase
Yeah.
is taking people's misfortune and making it into a game.
Yeah, yeah, and that is it's like fucking sad.
All right. So here I am. I'm on the verge of bankruptcy. I'm sure there'll be an episode. My kid needs medical attention because this country doesn't pay.
Yeah.
Still, despite what we think, it's not single payer, folks.
No.
The insurance companies
No.
are the profiteers.
Oh, if it's a single payer, it's a single payer to the insurance companies.
Yeah. If our priorities were right, we could have free health care and free education. If our priorities were right.
Yep.
But we don't have our priorities right. So this is just a further example of the split that's happening in this country between
Yeah.
the wealthy, between
Yeah.
who's got it and who don't. And this is like now
The wealthy are now getting rich off of using the poor for entertainment.
in that case,
They're using
absolutely.
it for entertainment to other people
Yeah.
who are unfortunate.
Right. Because gosh darn, what would I do with the 100,000?
So they're using the poor to entertain the poor, or the middle
Using-
class
oh, yeah.
to entertain the middle class.
Right.
Thereby, they're
because-
getting wealthy. So how much are they making for a commercial? One commercial on that show.
Oh, a
Wouldn't you like to
national
know
show,
that?
I would say I used to do that for a living back in the 80s with a TV station here in Dallas, and
Yeah.
I would get on a really good show like 60 Minutes. This was just in the Dallas market
Yeah.
in 1980s,
Yeah.
early 80s.
Yeah.
60 Minutes, you get $10,000 for a 30-second spot on
So
KDFW
that's
TV.
way more than that.
So
now.
that's, yeah.
So would you say
Six figures.
would you say that they're charging enough for a spot, or at
I'm
least
saying
two
every
spots
time-
to
wait,
fill up the
wait,
briefcase?
yes.
To fill up the briefcase.
Every time you see a commercial on that show, that's a briefcase.
That's another briefcase.
That's
full
another
of cash.
briefcase. So when you're watching that show, if you decide to watch that,
Yeah.
which I hope you don't,
Yeah.
but if you do, you just think about that. Every time you see a commercial, that's
Find out
another
how many
briefcase.
briefcases are left at the end of the
And
show.
I think we should try to figure out. Do you know Les Moonves' salary there? So let's find out exactly what his. I think we should do this. Let's find out exactly what his salary is for a year, okay, and then figure out how many briefcases would it take? How many briefcases could he turn and give to people with 1 year's salary?
Yes.
I think that should be Les's penance for okaying this program
Yes.
on his network.
Yes.
Because it's time we start calling the CEOs to task for this.
Yes.
And not just outrage at the network. Let's be outraged at the CEO of the network. So
Yeah.
Les,
Yeah.
how many briefcases, 1 year's salary, how many briefcases could you hand out to
How many
people
poor
who
people
have
yeah.
families that are being forced into bankruptcy due to medical bills out of control, or have been laid off and are out of jobs, or have had some misfortune in their lives?
Yeah.
Maybe their parents are dying and they're having to take care of them because they can't afford the care for their parents need. Les, how many of those suitcases how many lives could you change with just 1 year of your salary? How many $100,000 suitcases could you pass out?
A lot.
Thank you, Les.
A lot. You know.
So
and
let's
and-
let's viral that. How many
Yes.
suitcases? Let's do the suitcase game. You want to play suitcases? I got a
Yeah,
new
let's
game.
do- yeah.
Briefcase. It's called Briefcase 2.
It's called Cough It Up.
Yeah. How about Walton family? You got $30 billion each. How many suitcases is that?
And you know, I
We gotta
imagine
start doing
there's
some math.
there's
I don't
probably a
even know
lot
if
of
my
their
little calculator divides 30 billion by 100,000.
Yeah.
I don't know if I can get 30 billion on my little calculator here. I think we should figure this stuff out because it is enough. It's now we have reached an insane levels,
Yes.
and it's when it starts to show up as entertainment on television.
It's wrong. It's wrong.
It really is. So now I'm all fired up, ready for a fight,
And no place to go.
and no place to go, Michael.
Yeah. Well, I think
Well, I
that's
think-
part of the problem.
I'm
So
gonna
you
figure
get
out I'm gonna get my calculator out
Yeah.
after this show, and I'm gonna post that on our little Facebook
Yeah.
page and on our blog. And how many suitcases it takes?
everybody gets so frustrated with
Briefcases, not suitcases.
yeah, we get so frustrated with things like that seem like they're an inequity, and they are. And then what do you do about it? You know,
Yeah.
whether it's the 501Cs, the dark money, this Les Munoz deal.
I think the idea is to shed a light on it.
Yes.
And then hopefully the outrage from it propels enough people into action to get it
Yeah.
changed.
Yeah.
The problem is we live in the information age,
Yeah.
including this podcast. It's entertainment, right? And
Maybe
a little
sometimes.
bit of and a little bit of information every
Yeah.
once in a while.
Yeah.
But there's so much of it
Yeah.
that the outrage could go 24/7
Yeah.
almost.
Yeah.
And there's where do you start?
Yeah.
I mean, it's everywhere.
Yeah.
So I think the only thing I can think of is as something new comes up, like the briefcase, you start there,
Yeah.
you know, and you say no,
Yeah.
this is not going to go. And we're in a weird place in society right now because we got social media, so we have the power to shine lights in ways we've never had, and we have the power to connect and organize like we never had.
Right.
But we haven't figured out how to go beyond viral shaming. So let's hopefully that we get social media somehow fired up and to galvanize. And what does it take? Does it take marching in the streets? How does it change? You know.
Well,
You've got
maybe
these
there's
gerrymandered politicians.
maybe
in
there's
there. I think the
a
corporates are-
virtual, an online equivalent of marching in the streets.
Yes.
Maybe there's an online version of that. I don't know what that would be. I have no idea what it would be.
I think corporations actually are easier to get changed because we can hit them in the pocketbooks. You know, so a little turning off CBS this summer,
Yeah.
not supporting that bullshit or whatever, or the advertisers
Yeah.
of the show. I think we have power there. We actually have most power
Yeah.
with corporations, less power with governments and churches.
I tell you what a deal. Let's create our own crowd instead of saying, "Hey, meet in Washington. Let's walk around the monuments down there and protest." Everybody come up with your own sign, photograph it with your own phone, and post it on your Facebook site.
Yeah.
And let's just keep sharing it and post it and post it and post it, and let's build something. Let's build a crowd. It's a flash mob, but it's an online flash mob. It's not something that's physical, but it would be something that's seen. It would be something that's seen.
So maybe it's Les Moonbeam equals blank. Let's figure out how many briefcases
Yeah.
Les can provide.
Yeah. Yeah.
And start there with that.
Yeah.
Maybe. All right. We will get that and we will post that.
All right.
Well, we've done it again.
We have.
We've rebel-roused, ranted, raved, riffed.
Hopefully got you pissed off a little bit.
Yeah, but not always.
Or
Sometimes
informed.
we
No,
want
we
to
just
make
want
you
to get you
laugh.
informed,
Today
yeah.
we want to just piss you off.
Yeah.
All right. Tune in to Carl and Mike. We're on social media everywhere. Hey, check out our new video podcast, 5 Questions in 5 Minutes with Carl and Mike. Right now, number 4 and new and noteworthy on iTunes under video
with the bullet.
podcast. So go to iTunes, click on the podcast little tab, click over there to video, and you'll find Carl and Mike right there. We're also at carlmike.net.
We're everywhere.
We're everywhere you want to be, or you are, or should be. I don't know. What's the word? Yeah, we're all over the place. Find us, talk to us, and let us know what you think
It's
about
kind
all
of
this
like
stuff.
dog shit that gets hung up in the grid in your shoes.
Is that what it is?
It's kind of like you can't get it off of there. Yeah.
Yeah. So Carl
Well,
Mike's kind of like dog shit that's on your shoes.
can
Is that what
be.
you're saying? Okay. On that note,
All right.
we're out. Peace.
Out.